Hey there, military real estate investors. Mark Yansich here. I just wanted to do a quick kind of impromptu video and talk about how hot the real estate market is and how you can beat it with what I think are the two primary ingredients. But before I do that, I'm going to give you a little bit about what I've been able to accomplish over the last year or so, despite this ridiculously hot market. And then, just to kind of give you some hope in that there is a way to make this stuff happen, no matter how expensive real estate is these days. And you can still be a successful real estate investor despite all this. And then I'll kind of go over the two ingredients. So here we go. First of all, about a year ago, right as the market started just screaming up, me and my family, my parents, were partners. We closed on what's called a personal care home or an assisted living home. And this is essentially a long-term rental property. It's typically like a single family residential home. And we purchased this thing and we completely rehabbed it and turned it into a long-term rental, but for those that are disabled, need assisted living, or are elderly and just need additional help, right? For either medical reasons or they're of a certain age, or it's memory reasons, right? Like sometimes if you're of a certain age or something happens in your life, you start having cognitive decline and then you need help for that reason. So anyway, we invested in this property. We partnered with an amazing administrator is what they're called, and they're managing our property, and it's fantastic. And the cash flow off of a $170,000 purchase is $2,000 a month. Ridiculous, right? So I'll go over the numbers real quick. Okay, here's why I'm saying that there's hope. Okay, you need to find deals, and you need to find deals that most people are not willing to take, because it might take the extra mile to do. But if you have the right team, and you have the right tools to get it done. In our case, we had a good, fantastic team member that was going to take on this project as a assisted living facility personal care home. And most others weren't ready to take this property on and to work with it. And so we got it for $170,000. Actually, initially it was under contract for $180,000. Then after some problems that the seller had to help us close on time, we got it down to $170,000. And then by the time we closed, the thing appraised at $222,000. That means that $52,000 of equity was created basically overnight, additional for us. Wonderful, right? Now that doesn't include the renovations that we just accomplished and finished, and then the market has been screaming upwards ever since then. So we're going to have significant equity here soon as we do our debt service coverage ratio refinance. What that means is a DSCR loan or a cash flow loan. And so we're going to refinance the property, because this is basically a BRRRR. And if you haven't heard of that, that means buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and then repeat if you want. And so that's the way to, if you buy a property at a discount, you rehab it. Presumably, if you did the numbers right and the market's still doing the right thing, it'll increase in value, and then you can refinance your initial equity out, the money that you put into it, right? And then you basically have almost a free property sometimes that's now cash flowing for you. So anyway, that's what we're doing with this property, and it's amazing, right? So just wanted to give you that good story there. Another one, this one's kind of different, because I love single family residential and I love multifamily real estate, right? And commercial, right? So I love both camps, both sides of the real estate world. So my mom and I, we decided to go for a personal care facility or an assisted living facility. And this one is focused on memory care. Okay. And so we found one near the Atlanta area, and we got under contract with an SBA loan for $4.4 million. We're about to close on this thing after the appraisal came in at 5.6. Initially I thought it was 5.5. It came in, it's actually $5.6 million. So basically overnight, we created $1.2 million worth of equity in that. Again, because we looked for a property that nobody else wanted to deal with, because they had some issues and because they thought it was too much of a problem to work with. We have an amazing administrator partner who's going to take the project on and do the things that most are maybe not capable of, or not experienced enough, or not willing to take on as a project. And him and his sister and the team, they're gonna knock it out of the park. We're gonna work alongside with them, and it's gonna be so cool, because it's going to be a very meaningful project, really helping a lot of people out. It's not only a place to live, it also helps with like memory care and assisted living and all the needs for those individuals. So it's truly a passion project for my mom And but it's also a great investment for our family and our partner. So I just wanted to give you those two stories to kind of like start like this feel good, I just wanted y'all to know that it is possible before I dive into the two ingredients. So here they are. Okay. The two ingredients, in my opinion, I mean, there's many ingredients to make sure that you can, be successful in real estate, right? But I think the two that are the most important, the ones that are really kind of like are the main ingredients, the cornerstone, so to speak, are education and community, okay? Community can mean either like the ADPI community or your team or whatnot, the support that you have, right? The support. But education is education, of course. I mean, it is what it is. But here's why education comes first. And let me explain this in the best way that I can, because I think a lot of times people think that they take education for granted. They're like, oh, I can learn it on my own or whatever. So here we go. It's important to be educated, especially in real estate, because of momentum. And here's what I mean. The more educated you are, the easier, the faster, the more efficient, and the less disheartening your real estate journey will be. And this is critical on the first deal you do. It is commonly known and said that your first deal is the most important deal. And the reason that is because, like I mentioned earlier, momentum. It creates momentum. It gives you competence and confidence. And that's a loop, that's a cycle that you need to keep building on and climbing up on your financial freedom journey, right? And so it's like a domino effect. If you hit it right, if you get that first deal done, no matter how hard it is, the amount, the rush you're gonna get, the dopamine hit, the excitement of knowing that you got a deal done will launch you forward, right? And it's like a domino effect, I'm telling you. It's critical. And so that's why, if knowing that, you got to realize that you should put everything on the table. You should get as educated as possible. You should, and you shouldn't. I mean, like I ended up hating like this whole YouTube University thing, asking everybody and their mother. When we started ADPI, I had no idea how many people were actually interested in this stuff. I thought, so I didn't know who to turn to, and there wasn't a military-oriented community and education platform with like a dedicated syllabus. Like, hey, go through A through Z, follow these steps, and boom, you'll be pretty capable of closing on real estate deals. So, I mean, I got to pitch it. Like, ADPI has two incredible academies, one for each, type of real estate investing, single family residential and multifamily real estate investing, where it's just like soup to nuts, plus you have the community. Which brings me back to my next point, right? Community, your team, support in general from other people is critical in real estate. Real estate is a team sport, right? Everybody says that, and it's absolutely true. It's one of those things where if you see other people doing what you think you can and should be able to achieve and do, it gives you that extra hope, right? Which is so important, again, because of that momentum. And then additionally, it's kind of like the catch-all for if there's certain things that you didn't learn, or if there's something that just, there's an outlier situation, you can always go to a community. Like, we have over 50,000 people in our community, over 51,000 actually at the time of this recording, that are just willing to help you and share their information and knowledge, not to mention all sorts of real estate agents, our lending team, and insurance providers, all that are a part of our ADPI team that we have vetted and built this community together with them, and we rely heavily on them to provide support to our community, right? That word support and community. We have real estate agents around the entire country. We have lenders that are licensed in almost all 50 states, and it creates a really formidable team in your corner, right? And I wish I had this when I started off. So anyways, I'm saying all that because those are the two main ingredients: education, community. And I'm just going to go ahead and make sure you all know how to tap into those two resources of ours at Active Duty Passive Income. One, if you want to join our community, just go to militaryrealestateinvesting.com. It's that easy. It'll get you to our Facebook group. And then also, if you just go to our website, activedutypassiveincome.com/connect, you'll get connected to any of our amazing lenders and real estate agents that can help you. Even if it's a primary residence, even if you're just PCSing, you need somebody in your corner to make sure that you're getting the right home for you from an investment-minded perspective. We got you. So anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. Mark Jan Sitch is out. See ya.